Good morning, good afternoon, good evening guys, gals and gentlebods, and welcome to Lowden Park. We're here for the first meeting of the year. Today is members practice day and Morty's first run out in about 18 months after the 16-month rebuild. Hopefully she'll make it to the top. We'll see how the day goes. Not a huge entry, I think there's only about 52 or 53 cars, so we should get plenty of runs in. Hopefully we'll be able to do some video from external of the car, and I've got the camera in the car, so hopefully we should be able to put together a bit of video for the channel.
rally car on the beautiful Ford Anglia. It's got a bit more power than probably this kind of rally car at the end. Coming into my leading but Morty, which is Hackney and Bible, and Hill, William. good. Oh, and here comes Gary Morgan into the exit of very special car. Car number 4 That's Gary Morgan, famous car racing back in the day, and here comes Alex Summers. Alex Summers, nice phone call into the car that we have. Okay, just so rough. We had a little moment there. Darren Goldwyn did that pretty well. Before he locked up coming into triangle. There will be a slight delay. He got into the tyres, but get out of the car. Everything was fine. In fact, he pushed it back himself. So yeah, there's no damage on the car, but obviously he tried pretty hard.
Okay, so as you can see, we're now back in the workshop. This is the following week. We've had a week's holiday in between, so just getting things back together and sorted out. Overall, I'm absolutely chuffed with the performance of Morty last weekend on the Saturday. Apart from a bit of a misfire on the Saturday morning with cold start, which turned out to be wet plugs, she performed faultlessly. Times for this car are quite reasonable and promising for the future. I'll give you a rundown of those shortly. We had a fantastic day, despite the weather. The first run, as you will have seen, was dry, and then it rained, and it was variously wet, very wet, moist, damp, slippery everywhere. As you will have seen, I had a couple of moments going into triangle where I locked up, and on the second to last run, I had to abort the run because I just went in too deep with a double lockup. Such is life. 1 out of 7 I think is reasonable considering the conditions. Just to give you some perspective on times, my best time in this car, which was set on the 9th of July 2022, that was running the blue engine that came with the car. That was the one weekend I ran that engine, and it pooped its pants, knocked a big end out. So that was the end of that engine. My best time was 78.44 seconds. Last weekend, I did 84.43 for the first run. And yes, it was dry, but I was taking it steady because that's the first run on this engine. And I hadn't got the timing sorted out or the fueling quite right. Second run, which was when it was the first wet run, was an 87.26, so 3 seconds slower. I think we can allow that with the conditions. Then run 3, 86.41, run 4, 82.42, 5, 83.24, run 6 was the fail, and run 7, an 82.33. Now, as far as I'm concerned, to get within 4 seconds of my dry PB in wet and slippery conditions is a pretty good achievement for the car's first day on the hill after its rebuild. So I'm a happy bunny on that. And just to put it into perspective, the red single-seater with the day-glow green wheels that you'll have seen in the video, that's driven by Wallace Mingus from Scotland. He is the current British Hill Climb champion, and he is the current Loughton Park Hill record holder, outright record, with 41.76. If we both set off together, about halfway between triangle and keepers for me, Wallace is crossing the finishing line. But to put that into perspective, he's running a single-seater that probably weighs about 450 kilos and has got over 650 horsepower on tap. Those things will accelerate like a scolded cat. We're talking 90 plus mile an hour in first gear, standing start to 60 in 1 or 2 seconds. They regularly pull 1G plus off the start line in the dry. Their acceleration on the finishing straight is quite astounding. So on the Sunday, I was on post 8, museum, marshalling. That's the last corner. And the acceleration of these big cars is absolutely astounding. The finish straight is about the length of the street I live in, which is certainly 300 yards, metres, whichever. Will Hall, Wallace Mingus, Alex Summers, the big cars, come out of the finish court, the final corner, nail it, and they're at the end of that straight in about 3 seconds. Maybe if you're in the West Midlands, you want to pop over to Loughton Park. We're there next weekend, Easter weekend, for the Easter meeting. I won't be running, I'm marshalling. 2 weeks later, we're back again. I've put an entry in for that weekend. We'll see how that goes, see if we get an entry. If we do, I'll be running. So if you're in the West Midlands and you fancy a day out, pop over to Loughton Park. It's in Alberbury, which is a small village just outside of Shrewsbury, just off the Welshpool Road. And if you do come over, come and say hello, and we'll have a little chat. Great. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.